Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. So if you guys are around about my age or maybe even a bit younger, you remember a time where a genre called 3D platformer literally dominated the video game market. And though we have seen some here and there in the recent years, they all seem to be a bit mediocre, and even with nostalgia on their sides, they never really meant anything to me. That is until now. So one of those games that existed in my childhood back in the day was a game called Banjo-Kazooie. This was one of the most well-known 3D platformers. Obviously there were a lot of other ones out there as well, but I'm mentioning this one because, well, they are kind of back. So this is Yooka-Laylee, a game that was more than successful on Kickstarter and then developed by part of the team that actually made Banjo-Kazooie. Like I said, recent 3D platformers never really said much to me, but this one is kind of different, and I'm not saying all this completely driven by nostalgia either. From the first moment you get a dumb story with some dumb characters, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, I mean that's what these games are all about. And to be honest, when I started playing Yooka-Laylee the first few hours, I really couldn't stand the way the characters talked. I guess I'm just too used to voice acting so much these days. But after a few hours it did grow on to me and I didn't even notice it. So our mission, like on most old school 3D platformers, is to retrieve some kind of collectible. In this case they are called Pagies, which are, yeah, well, pages. The more you get, the more worlds you can unlock, and the bigger you can make the already existing worlds. You can also collect quills that will allow us to buy a wide range of new moves, from gliding to invisibility to the classic good old stomp, allowing you to go back and collect pages that you couldn't before. There are also collectibles that will boost your max HP, your energy, a molecule on each level that will allow you to transform into different things, a play coin in each level allowing you to play Retro's minigames. So yeah, so if you didn't notice, the game is completely about getting collectibles. More than anything really, the few bosses in the game are optional, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, since finding the collectibles and doing the different activities around each world is an absolute blast. As for the combat side of things, it's very simple, where a simple spin will pretty much kill most enemies. But it's a nice relaxing change of pace, especially if you've dedicated your past years to games like Dark Souls and stuff like that. Graphically I couldn't really ask for more, since it looks really nice and it doesn't really take away the feel of a classic 3D platformer. Some of the music is very similar to Banjo-Kazooie, and if you're playing World 1 with this music, you'll feel quite nostalgic. It takes you right back. The voices, like I said, were annoying at the start, but then grew on me and they were actually quite funny at some points. So moving on to the camera, I know a lot of other reviews mention how bad the camera is. And I'm going to be honest, in 20 plus hours of gameplay, I honestly can't remember a time that I complained about the camera. I know that it doesn't go through walls and it kind of just gets stuck on walls, but I really didn't find a moment that was so bad to actually complain about it. I could have just got really lucky, but to be honest I didn't really feel like I had to touch the camera myself, so I don't know where the complaining is coming from. So the only issue I've got with this game is that if you do the minimum required collecting, you can fly through the 5 worlds and finish the game in very few hours. But since this game is all about the collectibles, each of the 5 worlds can take you more than 5 hours if you want to do the 100%. And I think that's the fun part of these kind of games, getting all the pages, quills, ghosts, molecules, health, energy extenders, play coins, and there's even a special super hidden collectible in each world that doesn't even appear on the collectibles progress menu, which is something pretty fun to find. So if your childhood was based around these 3D platformers that love collecting things, then you should probably go ahead and get Yooka-Laylee. And maybe if you're somebody a bit younger and was wondering what the hell all this 3D platformer hype is about, then why not go and give it a try? This is literally what people my age played back in the day. I wouldn't say it's the exact same as some of the games back in the day, but that may be just because of nostalgia too. So from me, it's going to be an 8, and this is a game I plan on doing 100%, and you should see some guides here on the channel. Yooka-Laylee will be available April the 11th for PS4, PC, and Xbox One. So yeah guys, hopefully this review was helpful. If it was, please go like and subscribe. Remember you can follow me on Twitter, and we'll see you next time guys.